It's been a few weeks now since the mini challenge on ghosts or spirits or communicating with the dead, since that challenge ended. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the final renders for people who entered that. Now, it was a small challenge. It wasn't as big as the typical Blender challenges, so there were few people that had a chance to enter this, and I didn't run the challenge either. But I did participate, and I did a series. I think it was called The Morgue, and so I'll show you a couple of my renders, and you can always go back if you wanted to watch that. And we will be doing another Blender challenge sometime soon, so I'd like to encourage you to participate if you're interested in that and show your work. But anyhow, these are the final renders from the people who did do it. And I don't know everything about each image, so here we have this great model and texture. And the neat thing about this is just the fact that this individual uses a lot of normal maps, and so the background here looks like it was created with a normal map. I think it could be an image texture, but I'm pretty sure that all of this work here, where it looks like, you know, you got a real nice texture, is normal mapped, as well as the string-like stuff. So it's very realistic. I think it's a dream catcher or something related to that. But even the fabric here, or feather, although it looks like a little bit more like fabric to my eye right now, it's very, very, very nice. Okay, so there's one cool entry to that. And let me see if I can figure out what this is. Paranormal Research Instrument. I think that's what that one says. REM Pod EMT. So this might be related to Ghostbusters, or it might not, or it senses paranormal activity. I'm not quite sure what it does, but it's a pretty cool looking device. So nicely modeled, obviously, and textured. So it is a thing in the theme. And that's going to happen for a lot of these. I don't necessarily know what they are, but here it looks like a bunch of kind of like priest-like figures, you know. So that's nice that they're posed in different ways, holding a book or whatever. This guy with his hand on his heart, or gal, for all I know. This could be burning witches. I don't know, nice fire effects. And you got the candles around this almost like bloody satanic type symbol. So that's a pretty neat render, and I believe this is also part of it. So now you get a closer view of the floor. It's really nice wood texture you got going on there too, and this bloody surface painted, or I'm not quite sure, and this device as well. So forgive me for not knowing what some of these things are, but I'm just looking at the modeling and the texturing on this. I mean, it really looks like a real thing, doesn't it? Nicely modeled in texture. Very cool. And I think this person said that this was not finished, but I don't really see exactly how. Again, it's probably capturing spirits or ghosts or something like that. And again, it may be from a type of Ghostbuster thing. I can see Raven's name on it now, threshold and reverb. So now it looks like some kind of musical thing, and he'll probably write to me on the Discord and tell me what it was. But again, it's nicely modeled and textured, and it looks very cool. Whatever these things are. Well, I see the Ghostbuster the image here, and I do recognize this, although I don't. I mean, I saw Ghostbusters many years ago, and I didn't see the sequels. I mean, just a few ones with Bill Murray, and two of them maybe, or something. Anyhow, maybe this is a ghost catcher or a ectoplasm catcher. I don't know what the things are, but anyways, just enjoy looking at the modeling and the details and the texturing on this. And I think we have a couple of views of this to show you the different parts. It's a nicely done knob there, and nice side view or front view or whatever. And then we have this showing the other side. We were looking at that side before, now we're looking at this side. So again, some good modeling, which is always part of these challenges, to both model and texture, whether people are using Blender or Substance Painter or anything else to create their textures. So great job. I think this person may have been inspired a little bit by the morgue series that I did and decided to do their own morgue. And this certainly doesn't really resemble mine. And so I think that's great when people take the concept and then do their own. So we look like we have some kind of an autopsy table down here and a body. And I like how this fabric, this blanket, whatever, is so kind of old and wrinkled and stuff. It really gives the indication of a decayed body under this rather than a perfectly formed one. So it looks like, whatever body's under there is in pretty bad shape. But anyways, we've got the bookcase with various books and other items on it. We've got the doors here where the bodies would be, and this one is open. I assume that body came from there, and various other parts to this, including a hook hanging from the ceiling, what looks like the ceiling, and a nicely done floor as well, dirty, grungy, maybe blood or almost rust-like. All right, I think I have another couple of views of this. Now that's a neat shot too, with the depth of field showing the tag, and then you could read some of the details. This Jane Doe, her age and sex, and all that kind of thing, which would be part of it. With this twist tie kind of thing onto I don't know, either onto the fabric or onto the body itself. And here's another shot. Again, you get the sense that the body is decomposed underneath and sort of wanting to lift that up and see what's under there. But we've got the saw, a lot of blood here in the sink with some other items. And I'm just looking at that floor again. I do actually really like that tiled floor. It really matches the scene. And then we have one more shot here. We've got, of course, embalming fluid. That makes sense, right? And you've got some modeled instruments. So, quite a lot went into this. I mean, look, even the drain here, the instruments, the taps, the flasks and stuff, all the blood, so all the texturing and modeling. And once again, that's what the challenges are for, to challenge yourself and to see what you come up with. And whenever we do these challenges, whether a few people join or a lot of people join, whether it's a mini Blender challenge or just the regular Blender challenges, there are channels on the Zero Bio Discord for posting your whips, your works in progress. And we get to see what it's like sort of as it's sort of being blocked out and as little pieces are added to that. And then people comment, say, I really like that, or maybe, they might spot a problem that you didn't, because, when I'm modeling, there's always some issues that come up, and things that you forget, or faces that are backwards, or your shading's off or whatever. And or your scale, and people point that out, and it helps you to improve. And when you get to see it with somebody else's eyes, essentially, and stand back from it. So you're posting your whips along the way, and we're all seeing the thing take shape. And then you get your final render or renders. It could be more than one, and you put that in the renders channel, and then we see what it turned out looking like. So it's a fascinating process, and it's like learning along with other people and sharing your learning, and then I always do a render review, and I'm always blown away by the creativity and the quality of people's work. However, I should also say that of course it's open to anybody in Blender. Okay, you're modeling in Blender, and then you can do your texturing in whatever way you want to, and it's open to beginners. I mean, you can do one object if you need to in a Blender challenge, or you can do a whole scene, and so we get all kinds of different people and eventually renders in this thing, and they're all equally valued. All right, and then there's this radio. It's similar to the Fallout radio, but I mean it's similar to any old. I believe it's a radio. I'm calling it a radio, and I hope that's close to what it is anyhow. But I really like the texturing of this. I mean the modeling is great as well, Here's something that I'm seeing almost for the first time. When I decided I was going to be part of this challenge, because again, I didn't run this particular blender challenge. Usually somebody else runs the mini challenges, and I do the regular blender challenges. But when I thought I would join, I didn't know how much time I would really have to do it. And I was going to do a Ouija board. Well, this person has gone up way above and beyond that, because this looks like we've got the Ouija board right here. On top of that, he's got all of this other stuff, what I'm calling the radio, the books, the environment, the lighting, and all of that. And so I just wanted to say, though, I really like the symbols that are coming down the sides here, in addition to the general wear and tear on the radio, and just how the color scheme and the textures all sort of flow together to make this look like an older device. Obviously, if you had, say, a grungy wood kind of, looks like dirt and dust and oily almost, and then you had shiny buttons, that just wouldn't fit. And that's a mistake that is very easy for us to make. And that's something that would probably get pointed out in the Whips channel. And someone would go, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Or especially with things like with decals, or decals as you might call them, or if you're putting text, let's say there was text on these buttons, and it was start, stop, record, play, or whatever the buttons might be. If that was looking pristine, then it wouldn't match the ambience of the rest of it. And it's a very common thing to forget about, and not always easy to know, how am I going to grunge that up? And so I guess what I'm saying is, in this particular case, that's not what we see. We see a nicely grunged up model that is very consistent and very balanced. And so this becomes a great image, just like the other ones are as well. Okay, so yeah, really cool. And then we get into the stuff that I did. And I had shown some of these renders before. I may have a couple of others in here as well. And so I did this as a video series, saying, okay, I'll participate in the challenge, and I'll make some videos along the way to show. And so I showed the modeling and the texturing of a lot of this. Sometimes I skip over a little bit, so I don't want to just bore you with all of my stuff. But this is what I came up with. It was a morgue scene. I did not have a body. The body has disappeared, or we finished something and the body's back in these little chambers here. And those are the pieces I've done. So I showed you how I did a lot of these things, the ECG thing and that. And I think that's probably getting close to the end of what I had. That was it. Yeah. But at any rate, thanks to everyone who participated, and I know people were busy and didn't have much time, and not everybody is interested in the same theme or topic, so maybe not everyone wanted to do this, and somebody else might have been saying, well, I'm really working on Western scenes or whatever, and so it wasn't their cup of tea. But hopefully we'll find things that everyone does like, or at least a lot of you, and you'll come and join them. So that's it for the Blender mini challenge, contacting the dead, or whatever you want to call it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for coming by the channel and the Zero Bio Discord, and hope to see you again here soon.